go get them again.
Welcome back to another unboxing first impression video on my channel. Today we are delving into the brand of Montale, and this one is called Ristretto Intense Café by Montale. Of course, a flanker to Intense Café, which is right here. I brought out my Montale collection, some of it right here. Not a first impression, not an unboxing either. So again, lying to you, but this was a leaky bottle that was sent to me for decanting for the Decant website. So I'll be decanting this tonight. However, when I got it, yeah, she leaks, but obviously I tried the atomizer, so the atomizer works. Now, it's not a first impression because I actually did a samples on this, published about 5 years ago. It's been a long time since I've smelt this one. And if I recall correctly, that video is still up on YouTube, but if I recall correctly, it had a stronger coffee base than the original. In the introduction, ultimately, I think it dried down to a gourmand vanillic rose in the back end. So, of course, today we won't talk about dry down, so I can't talk to you about the sad portion, but let's remind myself of the introduction and see if it was what I recall, like basically stronger Intense Cafe with more coffee up top. Now, Intense Cafe itself was more rose-based to me. At least I wanted more coffee, not enough, but I think this one scratched that itch just a little bit. So we'll delve into it 5 years later. Might as well. My fragrance reviewer, my sampling samples was just off a sample, so I always like to delve into the bottles and kind of give it like an official video on my channel, unboxing first impression. So before we get into anything, if you're new here, welcome to the Road to Weight channel. I'm your host, Mark. Smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, much appreciated. We do talk about older fragrances on this channel and newer fragrances. Of course, we do unboxing, samplings, things like that. Niche, indie, designer, women's aisle, men's aisle, doesn't matter. I'm all over the place in regards as a fragrance reviewer. No free bottles here. Nobody's scratching my back in regards to me giving out a positive fragrance review. This is not what this channel is all about. So much appreciated. To the ones that are here, been here for a while, welcome back to the channel. Merci beaucoup. Yes, thank you for, of course, all your support. Smash that like button, please, and thank you. So let's get into the note breakdown. Let's take a look at what this one gives us. Now, up top, we have coffee and rose. That sounds like Intense Cafe. In the middle, we got coffee and rose and woods. So double shot of coffee, double shot of rose here in the note breakdown. And in the base, we got vanilla, caramel, white musk, and amber. I don't remember this thing being caramelic at all, so we're going to see. But yeah, I remember vanilla, coffee, and rose were your primaries in here. I thought it was more of a gourmandish type of fragrance. Was released back in 2019, so my samples was like right after this thing was released. The nose behind this is Piero Montale, of course, fictional character, Piero Mancera. Looking at pricing, there's, for some reason, I went on the official Montale website and I had this for $300, something stupid, $313 or something. I was just like, no, I'm pretty sure that was Canadian, but it did say on the website it was USD. I'm like, no. So I went back and it is saying $215 at other websites. So I don't know what's going on. Montales are not $300, at least not from what I recall. Maybe I'm wrong here, but did price jump that high? $215 retail at other retailers. That's where I found it. I think it was it Lucky Set? Or there's another retailer that sells Montales, had it for $215 for the 100 ml. If you're looking at discounters, usually Montales are looking at around $100 USD or less, give or take. But this one sticks around 100, 150 at discounters. So it does stay close to its retail price. Well, $215 versus 100, it's a pretty big difference. So let's get into it. Let's pop the pin on this thing. I hate the pins anyway. They make a lot of noise in videos. So let's talk about the Ristretto Intense Cafe. And yeah, the bottle's not the sexiest right now, just because it did have some damage to it. So let's smell this thing. Yeah, just like as I remember it. Bitter coffee note here. A good one. And it's not on three-dimensional terms like a Follow by Kerosene, which I think is the best coffee-based fragrance of all time, where you're getting, you feel like you're in a Starbucks. Here, this is very flat, but it's very good. Bitter coffee. As a primary, it does have a caramelic hue. So I don't know if I said that in my sampling samples, but it definitely does here. It has like a very sweet caramelic hue behind it. Kind of smells like roasted coffee beans, kind of. Let's put it on skin. Boom, boom. And then we'll do this, and then we're done with it. Yeah. So it has a roasted coffee appeal with a caramelic hue. There is some vanillic touches here a little bit. No rose yet. Yeah, and again, for Montales, like some of these, it's simplistic, right? Things like vanilla cake, chocolate greedy, they're good for what they are. There's Montales, there's as much hate that Montale gets as they're super synthetic. They're very strong and just too much for some people. I highly see that. Redundancy, I see that as well as the brand. It gets poo-pooed a lot. And I give it its flowers, and I also hit it hard too. Montale's not one of my favorite brands of all time. Definitely not. But it has stuff like Oud Cuir d'Arabie, Oud Leather. Black Oud is still simple, straightforward, good for me. Among others, like Chocolate Greedy, I like Vanilla Cake. I like it. It's simple, it's straightforward, and they're cheap. But there is some not so good out of the brand. So now it's going more into a milky, almost like a cafe latte with that vanillic touches. It has almost like a foam of the latte. So it has a creaminess, vanillic creaminess. It does have a caramelic sprinkle, but it also has like almost burnt coffee, almost a little bit of that. It's not very, it doesn't smell great. Like there's a dense, bitter coffee kind of feeling that you can get in fragrances. And the rose is popping through now. But it's more of a high secondary note in this thing. And now that I remember it, I think if I recall correctly, it started drying down to more rose. So you're getting more initial hit than this one here. So it's, this one was more like 60-40. It was 60 on the rose, 40 on the coffee. So you didn't get enough coffee personally. This in the introduction, it's more like 80 coffee, 20 rose. But that 80 starts diminishing itself. And I remember that now. The rose itself is a fresh genre. So you're not getting, a jammy rose or anything like that, a green rose or anything. It's just a nice rose. It definitely isn't, the Montale rose oud combos where the rose needs some punch. So they put in a jammy rose. This is more of a fresh genre. So not one of the best in the coffee game. No. If you're looking at, the best of the game, there's a big stepping stone for this one to get to Follow by Kerosene. It doesn't hold the candle to it. However, for under $100, if you can find this for under $100, and that's where your budget lies, coffee is something that maybe you want to scratch that itch a little bit, but it's not something that you're willing to spend $200 on and things like that. I can see why this would be something that people would gravitate towards. So for the price, not bad for what you get. This is probably one of your best bets in regards to, and again, not retail, but going into a discount is around $100. This will scratch that itch for you depending on your nose, right? A lot of people don't like this brand at all. If you're into dupes and you're into gourmands and you kind of want like a coffee, this will be like right in there. Like it's not going to go any real higher in quality than what you're used to. However, I think it would probably be one of your better ones. Yeah. So yeah, no big surprises here. 5 years later, if I want to go click on my video, my sampling samples, probably a little cringe there, or 5 years ago mark. But I think I'd be parroting probably the same things that I've been saying here. Sampling samples, of course, has more depth to it. So if you want more depth, you know, talking about dry down and things like that, sampling samples is great for that. So definitely go check out that video if not. But yeah, it's okay. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly. So this gives me, you know, a reason to decant it, but also make like a renewed video out of the bottle at the same time. And, you know, my thoughts usually don't change that much. I'm not one of those reviewers that goes with the flow, right? We see a lot of that in our community where there's guys that are just like, nah, I hate it. And 6 months later, because it's gaining popularity, it's in a list. And you're like, what? Whoa, what? Ah, I learned to love it. Okay there. Especially guys with collections like mine, there's not much room for that. Like when you're 10 years in this, you've been doing YouTube for like 10, 15 years, you've smelt a lot of things. There is not much room for something, you know, designer or something Montale that you're going to learn to grow, to love. If you hate it, it's probably going to be continuous hate, honestly, depending on where you are at your journey. But the people that have been saying that on YouTube, so anyway, can't wait to see the comments, good, bad, and the ugly. And as always, a great import fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good